Hi, ladies. How are y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hi, hi, hi. We were listening to some Dapadon over here while we're getting ready for the interview. So, hello, ladies. How are you? Hello, 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 ladies.
Good.
Hello.
How are you?
We are good over here. I got my roommate with me. Let me see. I'm gonna have to take this off so y'all can see her. I got it blurred out. Let me see. Let me see. She back there hiding, being all shy back there.
Tell her don't be scared.
Right. Don't be. That's not done. Okay, let's move it over here. There we go. Cause she's single, and I was like, we gonna find you a woman on the private room. So I don't know.
Hey,
We gonna find you a woman because she's a good woman. And she's my good friend. So I'm like, we gonna hook you up. We gonna hook you up, Dinella. So tonight we are talking about older women who prefer or don't mind dating younger men. And me and not your average ma, the dope ass cougar who's on here
no
tonight.
cougar gang gang.
Yeah, we can't see you, girl. We can't see you. She was like, we need to do this. We need to do this. She said because we
No
some
cougar
dope.
gang gang.
Yes, she said we some dope cougars, and girl, I prefer me a younger man. I said, well, I'm gonna tell you what. The last 10, 12 years, that's all I've dated is younger men too. Maybe older men here and there, but for the most part, most have been younger than me. It might not be by a lot, but they definitely weren't older than me. So, and that's been about the last 12 years. And I'm gonna tell you, I think for me, and I don't know about you, um, dope mama. My dope mama. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm not the average 48-year-old when it comes to, I'm not just sitting around the house and not doing anything. I'm having
You're
a,
definitely not the average 48-year-old because you live
yeah,
your life. I've seen it myself. So
yeah,
I've seen you in action. You turn up just like me. We live our life and we have fun. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So we're living our life and doing our thing. And I'm traveling and, hosting events and just, I got too much going on. I'm not sitting down waiting for nothing. So I feel like when I've dated younger men, it's worked for me as long as they're not immature and too young. I'm gonna put that on there. As long as they're not
Right, right.
immature,
Here's
because
the age limit.
exactly, because I want to go out and I want him to enjoy and go out and we dance and travel and just be spontaneous sometimes. And I just found that I get that in younger men. I don't know. What about you? What about you? Why younger men? Why younger men for you?
I mean, you for me, younger men, they turned up, they full of energy. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying? I'm not gonna say a guy my age in his 40s can't be, but most likely younger guys be live. You get what I'm saying? They energy, they keep you going and they're fun. That's from my experience. They're fun, you know. I mean, what about you other ladies? Like, how do y'all feel?
Mm, yeah, I agree. They
I
do.
was
They
gonna
do
say
have
I
more
feel the
energy.
same way. It's like most guys that are my age, all they want to do is go to
yeah.
work, come home, sit on the couch, drink a beer,
Yeah.
watch the game, and it's like, damn, can we go out at least once a month? I can get to her once a week, but
I
can we?
need more than once a month, right? I gotta have
But
more
I'm
than once
just
a
saying,
month.
like,
That's
I'm
too
not,
boring.
I'm not finna. Then I'm spontaneous too. Like, I like doing fun stuff. So, like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to get off the couch and come with me.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna introduce our other two ladies. Y'all already know Ro P. Hill, but Ro P. is a music artist, producer, business owner, mama, all of that good stuff. She's been on here before. She was co-hosting with us probably our first year, I believe, first year and a half. So whenever I get the opportunity to have her back on, here she is. And so, Ro, what is your age range? That's what I'm gonna ask. What is your age range? Like, what's the youngest to the oldest?
40 to I want to say like 45.
40 to 45. Okay. And can we ask how old you are?
I'll be 48 in June.
Okay. All right. So I'm 48. And so I would say probably the youngest for me would be maybe 38, 39. That might be a little bit pushing it, but definitely older than 36. I do not want to date anybody older than, I don't know, I'm 48. No older than 54, 55. I think that's kind of my cutoff. Only just because men over 55 that I've met don't do much, but maybe travel, which is great, but they don't want to, I'm very active. And then I have kids, and a lot of men over that age, they don't really want to deal with women who have younger kids. And I do, and that's a big part of my life. So I don't know. What about you, Amazon? What about you? I know I brought you into the conversation because you was like, it's not necessarily that I prefer, but what'd you tell me? What'd you tell me?
That's just who be attracted to me or who
Right.
approach me. So, it's not necessarily a preference.
Right.
But
Right.
like younger dudes, they I don't know what it is, but they definitely do decide to approach me. So
Right. They do. And so we have our other co-host, EG Media Mike. He is on. So Media Mike, he was like, I thought this was ladies' night. I was like, no, because I've got a special guest back on here because the ladies we had a good time last week with Dante, and I know that he's single and I know that he's a good catch. So I was like, let me have him back on here again.
I feel so special.
Yes, I said, and you're a cutie pie, so yeah. I
Oh,
was like,
thank you.
come on back
Thank
here.
you.
Come on back here.
I get credit to the beard.
Yeah. Well, if you didn't have the beard, you probably would look much younger than you are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All
That's
right.
essentially I made us grow the beard.
Okay. All right. So, not your average mom. What's your youngest that you'll date and your oldest that you'll date?
Okay, so right now, I would want to say the youngest that I would probably date would maybe be like 36, 37
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
I don't really like older men. Like we can be around the same age, or you can be maybe no more than like 3 years older than me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to date my grandpa and stuff or my
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like my girl just said, older dude nowadays, they just want to go to work, drink them a brewski, you know what I'm saying? Maybe watch a movie. That's boring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like to get out, do some karaoke, some line dancing, all of that type stuff. If you can't do all that, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to dance with me. But if you don't like to get out, and vibe,
right.
I can't.
Yeah, and all of us on here, I think, are social butterflies. We we can always see. I always see Rhonda out with her girls. I see Ro out with her girls, especially being an artist. So she's consistently out. So having a good partner on her shoulder that can hang with her and rock out, go to all of her performances and stuff. Like I know that's important. It would be important to me. So yeah. And I'm sorry, Maya. Tell me how old you are.
Oh, me, I am 44. I just turned 44 February.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm 48. You're 44. Ro is 47. My blonde beauty over there. How old are you?
46.
46. Oh, so y'all trying to. Oh, why I got to be the oldest?
No, we ain't. No, we all around the same age range.
Why?
Yeah.
You know what? Okay. This is another reason why we got you on here. Okay. How old are you?
35.
35. Okay. All right. So what's the youngest you would date and the oldest you would date?
I don't want to date nobody younger. I prefer an older woman.
Oh, okay.
Because they know what they want.
Right.
They got more experience.
Okay. All right. And so what's the oldest you would date if you wouldn't date younger?
50.
50?
I dated a 50-year-old woman.
Okay. And you said you're 37.
35.
35. Oops, I just put 2 years on. Okay, 35. You know my memory is like
you really like her a cougar gang.
Yup, so you willing to go up to 50. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you find a woman that's got the spunk and as sexy as all the ladies on here, because you have a good time. You'll have a good time. You really will. You really will. So I don't know about you, Mike. I know that you're married, but when you weren't married, did you prefer to date older women or younger women?
It didn't really matter.
Just women,
It didn't.
right?
They usually tend to be older than me, not by a lot,
Right.
months, a couple years, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, it didn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna bring Mr. Dante out on the stage. Because like I said, Dante is a good catch. He's very intelligent. He's got a lot going on for him. He's a businessman, so I really love his energy, and we just had a good time with him last week. So Dante, tell us about you and what is your age range, younger to
Well, I'm Dante. I've been in business for almost a decade now. Doing marketing, advertising. Uh, that's a good question. Age range. I've I've noticed it. It's similar to Mike's question was. It doesn't. It's not a real age limit. But one thing I have noticed is sometimes when you're dealing with some like younger women, sometimes the just that stage of caring so much of what society thinks, sometimes it'd be a little bit more prone. Where I see that a little bit less the older, the more seasoned people are in life. Versus like that's the biggest difference I notice.
right.
Like where the women a little more seasoned in life, they'll be like they're straightforward. There's no like trying to preserve this like image,
Mm-hmm.
like this like almost like this ladylike image to the point where they're not enjoying life. There are still some who just traditionally that's how they want to be, and that's fine to each their own. But I noticed that difference. It'd be that's the biggest difference where like one would be like playing games where another one would be like they know what they want exactly. They'll be clear about the communication. There's no like beating around the bush.
Mm-hmm.
So that maturity level and that confidence in oneself, I've noticed. I've noticed itself even with myself. I'm a lot more straightforward than what I used to be when I was younger, and that's the difference I noticed between age range.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope
Okay.
that answers that. But yeah,
Not
I noticed that.
a little bit. So
A
what?
little bit.
So you don't date younger women at all?
No, I'm 30. So I'm 34, about to turn 35. And
Okay.
so next month be 35. Good old April 13th.
Okay. Okay.
And so
Aries.
yeah,
Where we
yeah.
partying at? Where we partying at, Dante?
Man, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Like I don't want to be in the house. Like
You know.
I I don't know if I want to do something like wild or fun or what. I don't know what I want to do.
Okay.
Like,
All right. Well, please let us know where you end up so we can come and celebrate with you.
turn up with me.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
you can have some wild and fun. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
turn up with you.
You'll have all the cougars around you.
Hey,
All the cougars around you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
so
these ladies on here fine now. Mike,
yeah,
you
they
can,
are. You got
can we get
some
like a
beautiful
little
women.
sachet? Can we get like a little sachet? Can you
Of
want to
me?
stand up?
Oh, you trying to get me to stand up?
I am. You gonna do like a little sachet for us?
Hold on, y'all. She gonna put me on the spot out of all of y'all.
I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
put everybody on spot. I'm gonna put everybody.
Let me see if I can do a little something.
Yeah, let's
Look,
do a little something. Y'all make
something,
sure y'all go to check out Miss Not Average Ma on
what? Oh,
Yeah, back it on up there, girl.
hey,
Yeah, girl.
all right.
Hey.
Hey.
Y'all already know I be turned up. Don't play with me.
Yes, that's our girl. That's our girl. So,
Oh man, black women are beautiful, aren't they?
yeah, not your average ma, not your average ma on Instagram. Y'all just saw like
y'all follow me. Y'all follow me.
It's that I remember that term when it came out was MILF. I remember that
yes.
Not your average
Yeah.
mom. Not your average
Not
mom
your
at all.
average
Not
mom.
your average mom. You know what I'm saying? The name speaks for itself. I'm not your average mom.
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So y'all go follow her because y'all just saw
Yes.
about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And trust and believe she got
Bless your eyes. Bless
yeah.
your eyes on the regular. You know.
Yes.
Bless
Yeah.
your eyes on the regular, and
She's
then
constantly dancing,
just
constantly somewhere doing something and just having
You already know.
yeah.
living her best life.
Yeah.
I've been running into her
Bless your
everywhere.
eyes on the regular and buy her stuff and everything. Just,
I mean, you gotta live, right, y'all? We gotta
yes.
keep going. We gotta keep having fun. Age
Yeah.
ain't nothing but a number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's one thing I've noticed. Like I've been in different environments and I've seen where people be like they pay all their money and they'd be like they acting scared of people and running away from them. Like what? Why do you pay your money if you're gonna be acting like this? So you too old to be
Right.
doing that. And I noticed like the younger women be doing it. Like you just think like oh the way you be doing like stop doing that.
Well, what's interesting is that, you were saying, I think you were saying earlier, Dante, about the difference when it comes to mindset in younger women versus older women. And I would like to think that older women would be more together and know what they want and so forth and so on. But I know that's probably not always the case.
I found a lot of times it is.
Yeah. Okay. So the majority of the time.
Majority.
Okay.
Like, they just they like I don't care no more.
Right.
I got one life to live. I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Got it.
Very direct.
Right.
On that piece. And
Okay. So with that being said, I don't think you gave me a cap. What's the oldest you would date?
I think somewhere in the I think the older I get, the less I'll notice. I think probably when I start getting to like I think somewhere in the 40s range
Okay.
is safe for me. I haven't experienced anything else. I've interacted with women in the sense of not really being able to tell there was much of an age difference, even from like culturally. So
like 40 what? Old,
I don't
later
know.
40s, mid
I don't
40s,
know.
40s. You got to be more.
There's not. It's just like even what Mike was saying. Like I don't really notice the age part. I don't really notice that as much. I gotta be honest. Some people you can't even tell. You don't know what age they're at by their energy and their personality. So it's a lot of mindset. Some people be. I've met people in the 20s and 30s who I'm thinking like, are you 50 or 60 years old? Oh, like, are you 80? Like, are you 90? Like, what's happening? Like, you start wondering like, but then when you meet some other people and then you be shocked to learn like, oh, like you're in your 50s, you're in your 60s. I would not guess just by how their energy was. So it depends on.
So
it really
49.
Dante, I think you missed it. I think she was asking 40 how because she said what her age was. So she's trying to see if she's in
she's
your age
available for
range.
it. Yeah.
Right.
I don't remember. I remember what I couldn't guess what her age is. So
She's younger than me. I'm 48.
yeah, that
Too old for you, Dante.
No, it's not. It's not. So answer the question. No, it's not. I see. Like it's all like. I think sometimes I'll say like this. I think there's a lot of times pressure on, and I'm only speaking from outside looking in. I think a lot of times there's more pressure on women based off of age, where men are usually put on that pressure based on the age, usually based off of her income. And so there's a track of like this age thing that's happening in conversations that for a lot of men we're not doing as much. We're more looking like, okay, how much money do we have at this age? Can I take care of the people I care about? We're constantly under pressure of that kind of stuff. We're not really thinking about it or caring. And I think because of we were talking about before, when we talked about mentioned the last podcast I was in with you, that there's a desire for a poly relationships. And so for me, there's an understanding that some people may already have kids. Some people may not be able to have kids anymore. But some people may never been able to ever have kids. And so the things that usually tied with age is different for me, especially if I'm not viewing the value of somebody based off if they can provide children or not. And so it's not really as big of a concern. It comes now like when we talk about the energy part, it's the same way like when love, the women were mentioning about why a lot of times they've had trouble with dating older men or men around their age, is because like they want to come in, they watch the game, drink some beer, and that's it.
Yep.
Me, I want to go hiking. I want to go outside somewhere. I want to be able to garden. I want to be active. I don't want to be in the house very much. Like there's a
And
time and place for like cooking or something,
Right.
and
but
you just
like
proved the whole point of what we were saying. You're a
yeah,
younger dude
He's trying to be
who
outside. You
likes
know what
to
I'm
do
yes,
saying? Like me.
other
He's trying to be
stuff.
outside.
yep. And
Right.
that's where that difference is. Where some people they're gonna be like they may be my age or maybe younger, and be like, hey, I'm gonna go outside or do something. Like I really don't. Or like, or they may never want to take actions that line up for how you want to live life, and then you start wondering like, okay, so like you got ability to be mobile, while some people struggle with that at an older age, and you're not taking advantage or you don't want to. Like, what's up? And then
People are afraid to live.
yeah,
People aren't afraid to be who they really are. You get what I'm saying? That's the
yeah,
problem with this world. They're afraid of being judged. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm me, baby. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
You
I
know
don't
that's
care what
right.
nobody think. You know, I've always been like this when I was younger, and even more now that I'm older. You know, I want to inspire other older women that you have to live. It's not about just being a mom, working, paying bills, all that type of stuff.
yeah,
Have fun. Do the things you enjoy
yeah,
in life. You
yeah,
feel me?
and
Live
that's
on
why
edge
we
a little. If you didn't do when you were younger, do it now.
yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that goes right back to the point I was saying. Like when answer the question, it's not me trying to avoid it. It's just hard to answer it because
Okay.
I've seen I've seen like where I've at times been at events and the women were all in their 20s and they're doing everything they can to avoid every last man that's in there. Well, I'm like, I never experienced that when I've been at events or environments where the women were older than what I am or closer to my age. But like the younger they got, some of them just be like, I'm like, why do you waste your money, time, and energy being here? And then
Mhm.
now when you're have access to other people, men, and you're like what, like stop. Like
Okay. So back to maturity again.
yeah, that maturity thing is just it's just a
Yeah.
thing of like live wanting to live and the ability to be able to do so is more what I'm noticing
Hmm.
than the age. There's here's a quick little example. I'm vegan. There's this video of this couple and the lady, I think she's like in her 70s. She's like in her 70s and she has a husband who was like owned a butcher, and over the course of years of eating that way, he's not active. He can't do nothing. She's like running miles and do all this other stuff. I think the most fit woman I ever seen personally in my life was a 70-year-old, and I was taken back. I was like, I saw her in person, like, man. And I told her, I said, you could give a lot of these women in their 20s some lessons or something, because I don't know what you're doing. Like she was saying, like she exercises, she drinks like water she gets from the stream and everything else, and it was just very evident that she took care of herself and everything else.
Care
So
of yourself.
yeah,
Yeah, those are good points. So, Rhonda, for you, when you said that that's not necessarily your preference, but younger men are attracted to you, have you ever taken a younger man up on it and found that it was actually a good thing? Like you're glad that you took the chance, even though he was
Oh,
younger?
yeah. I traditionally date younger men. I said it's not because I go seeking them, but I
Right.
mean that's just what it's just. Yeah, I lived it. I mean,
That's
I don't really look at an age like a number. I've dated probably the oldest that I could think of right now is probably 50. Um, but the youngest I'll date, 26.
okay.
I feel young, but they don't act young, and
Right.
they gotta be tall. That's first off.
Right.
They gotta be tall.
Right.
They gotta be
Right.
tall.
Not too
Yeah,
much though.
that's what I was about to say. It's your turn. It's your turn, Amazon. We gotta see that little sachet. We gotta see a little sachet. Now, what y'all
Ma'am,
don't
I got
know,
on my work clothes.
girl, you still
Probably
sexy.
It
still
don't
probably
matter.
still look good.
You
You
don't
wear
have
some
to twirl that
small
butt.
would still be
Probably still
Hey,
look
you
good.
have
She
to.
is. She is. She's just being modest right now. But she's called Amazon because you are how tall, young lady?
I'd say 5'11".
Oh, can we
Mm-hmm.
see,
Yes.
stallion? Can we see?
Hide
Okay.
the logo if you got to. Hide the logo if you don't get in
Stand
trouble.
up. Bro,
But not those work clothes. I work
please.
from home, so not them work clothes, but
Okay.
lounge clothes. Like,
Yes. So
Lord have mercy.
we're gonna make
You,
sure that
you
we
can't
put
even
her
catch me in the camera.
Instagram page so that you can
Shit.
go see what I gets to see.
There we go. Hold on, Tiff.
Wait,
There
wait.
we
We gotta
go.
put the
Yeah,
camera back a
Blur. We
little
got
bit.
to blur out.
A
I'm
little
too
bit.
tall for the camera.
See.
Ah.
There we go.
Too
Love
tall for
it.
the camera.
So on the flyer, if y'all see the @ symbol, y'all can go to see Sexy Blonde Amazon because she's being modest right now. Y'all can see exactly what I's talking about. Okay. Okay. So Ro, you being an artist and being currently single, I would think that you have to not only think about the fact that you're an artist, but also the fact that you are who you are outside of being an artist. So how does that affect like who you want to date and so forth?
Well, most guys, because my music is sexual, I usually dress sexy when I'm performing. Most guys think I'm at the crib, swinging off chandeliers and stuff, doing all the stuff, but don't realize that Ropey Hill is a character. That's not who I am at home.
Right.
Um, I find that it's a whole bunch of younger dudes that do want to talk to me, but with that, I have to be careful because it's like I got kids that's 30, so I don't want somebody that's close to my kids' age. And usually, that's the type of dudes that show up at my performances. It be younger
Mm-hmm.
dudes. So yeah, I just need people to understand that Ropey Hill is the character, not the person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you got to be over 30,
No, you gotta be over 40.
over 40.
I know that's right. My girl said no, she ain't trying to be dating
She was
herself.
like, I tried to bring it down a little bit. So over 40, and that's because you don't want anybody that's close in age to your children, and that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so Maya, since you date younger men, you have kids? You
I
have
have kids, but younger men are not my preference. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
right,
Like I'm like with these ladies, like I attract them all ages. I'm gonna keep it real. I
right,
attract them young. I didn't attract them as young as 23 years old. I'm like, baby, what am I about to do with you? My daughter 21. You get
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
So
right,
what am I about to do with you? You know,
right,
and then they try to throw that line. I like them older, blah blah blah. I'm not about to be your mom like Drea. You
right,
feel me? Off of
right,
basketball, like, no, I can't. You
right.
know? So when I say young, like I said, for me, you can be like, you know what? I'll even give in and be like maybe 5 years older than you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to date nobody and I'm old enough to be your mom. I'm sorry, I just can't do that.
Right.
That's
Okay.
crazy work for me. You know?
Right. Right.
But
Okay.
like I said, I don't like them real old. Um, I don't know if I would date like maybe somebody like 50 something. I don't know. He gotta be fine, and because
Mm-hmm.
some of them older men be childish. So it's not even so much age that we talking about, y'all. It's
Right.
the
You see why they're
person
single.
themselves, the personality, the characteristic. Because age
Oh
nowadays
hell,
it
what
do
that
not
mean?
matter. You can have
Oh,
somebody 30 act older than a 50-year-old. I'm serious. I done
I
been
caught
out
that
and
too,
the
Ro.
older
I caught
men
that
didn't
too, Ro.
approach me, and I'm like, you childish.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know what
Okay.
I'm
Stand up,
saying?
stand up, stand on there and say it with your chest. What was that about? Why do you say that?
You said that's why
What?
they're single. Why did you say
Oh,
that?
for the guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So at the older I get, like I said, man,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, he froze up.
We froze that. We froze it up. We
We
can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
it.
Back now.
Yep,
we're all
there you
good.
go. Yep.
Right. Um. So Man, so for a lot of mm, a lot of men I've noticed who are older, I can quickly see why they don't have anybody. And like they be the same problems, the same complaints they have, and I start to notice it about at my age range. Like a lot of them aren't going to change. Like about like the 30, 40 age, a lot of them they're stuck, and they don't. A lot of them don't change, and they just be sad and miserable,
Mm.
complaining about complaining about their ex. They don't let them have kids, and they start complaining about the baby mama all the time. They still complain about the mother, and like it's just like, and I watch a lot of them, and I see like as they get older,
Come
you
on.
still hear that younger man who hasn't done the work to heal and grow up. Um, and so at times I feel bad for I don't know I don't know way to say it, but I feel bad for the women out there looking for a man because the older some of these men are, they get more settled in their ways. Like there's certain things I'm stubborn about, but the things I'm stubborn about are things that I find to be a part of my standard. So like it'd be like things like I'm gonna open the door for you. You don't like it, go be with a man who like likes that whole, you I'll get my own door. And they'll be like, I was never gonna get it for you anyway. It's like fine, go get them. Because me it's like I'm like, I'm getting your door. If you don't like it, if you don't like that
Hmm.
kind of stuff, go be with someone who's not. Because it took a lot to train myself to be this very stubborn, fixed way where I don't waver. Because this people aren't going to change after a while. It's like this is how I want to treat a woman. This is how I want to be respectful. I'll raise my standard, but I'm not going to lower it due to something else. And so some other guys, if their standards already low, they don't want to raise it. They're stuck on it. And the older usually the more and more time goes on for a lot of men, they're stuck in their ways. They want to
They
sit down.
require a lot of attention. Older men, like they like kids again. They want a lot of attention. I was
Yeah,
out and the older man approached me. I'm trying to have fun. I hear you. You're not even listening, bro. I'm out trying to have
Right.
fun.
I'm having
I'm
fun.
not listening. You
This is
right.
not, we're not on a date. We just met.
Yeah.
Thank you.
and,
Wow.
and a lot of the guys who be like, there's guys I've seen where they have like you ever seen like those couples been together for like 50 years and so on. A lot of times you notice like the men act a certain way. They be just like calm, relaxed. Their wife could just have fun and just they're just like, as
Mhm.
long as she's happy, I'm good. And then the young guys that are smart, they'll be like, hey, how do you do that? And then usually the kids are the same way, and they usually don't last too long in the market. They're gone. Like they're gone. Like I'm telling you, like I know this one gentleman, and his father was just like always just chill. He was like one of the few. His father had like one of those like working with hands, like he probably could fix anything around the house type of attitude and everything. Their house was always just had peace. The wife was always happy, and the son got the same mentality. And so his wife always has this very like free spirited nature, like and so like and so she always had this very free spirited nature. But he wasn't the type to be like real needy or be like, wait, put some more clothes on or do this or and she's just enjoying herself. And like she's not lacking loyalty or respect, but he doesn't have her under like this little like
Right.
thing like
Wonder her
pay
about
attention to me, why are you
every
wearing
little
that? Where she can just be free and just flow and just, like be like that. And so it just cracks me up because a lot of these guys they be so nitpicky, they'll be like bitter, they'll be like jealous for every little thing.
And I think that,
They don't got that like they don't get like secret sauce that
I'm
He
the
is
laughing
cracking
because I'm
me up.
like, that was some of the reasons why I was like, I'm not dating older guys. You go out. Well, what time you gonna get home?
yeah,
Who did you meet tonight? Oh, why you got to go out again this week? This is part of my
yeah,
job.
it's like
This is what I
it's
do.
like if they want you to
right.
be
And
safe,
they don't
we're like,
understand. They don't
I'm
have
gonna
a
Right.
call,
partner that
I'm gonna
understands that.
call and
Like,
make sure you're safe. I'm
I'm
just
gonna
gonna,
speak to dudes. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be in their face. I'm gonna flirt.
exactly.
I'm gonna do all of that. But it comes a
Yep.
part of the character. And if you can't have enough security in yourself as a man to know that my wife or my girl is an attractive, first of all, I tell a man, you don't want nobody saying nothing to me. You should have got with somebody ugly.
Right.
Um,
Amen.
that's
Go
number one.
ahead.
Right.
Because I'm not no ugly woman, so men are gonna look.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you got to understand, like, the business that I'm in. Like, there are gonna be people wherever I go who are gonna recognize me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hug, I greet, or
Right.
whatever.
Yep.
It's
It's all
nothing
about
to do
respect.
with job.
It's all about
Exactly.
respect. So if you
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you if you respect your person, then I feel like the person should be okay. Well, as
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
long as you being respectful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you're a public
Everybody says they
person,
want to be with
yeah.
a beautiful, attractive person. They don't realize that everybody pays attention every 5 seconds. Um, like people are always looking at an attractive person. People are always hitting on an attractive person. They'll do it subtly. Like it's the attractive people are getting hit on even subtly. There's like hints people are always throwing, and people got pointed out sometimes. Like they're actually for a reason. They're hitting on you, or like all this stuff happens, but it's just a nature to some people. But if you're not secure in yourself of knowing that comes with the territory, you're going to be in some trouble, especially if they're like a more free spirited
Yeah, especially
energy and
free
everything
spirited,
else.
confident woman. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's
you gonna be
me.
mad
I
all
talk
the
to
time.
everybody. Everybody's my baby. I hug on everybody. Like I make the room. I'm not make the room. I'm not saying, oh God, that didn't come out right. I don't make the room, but I work the room. That's what I say.
Yeah.
So I like to network and I like to know who's in the room. I want to know, what do you have going on? What do you have going on? So we can all politic. That's the really important to me. So when I go out,
Yeah.
if you are insecure and you're constantly worried about who I'm hugging and who I'm talking to and who just bought me a drink, we ain't gonna work. And I
Yeah.
found
Yeah,
that
it's not gonna work. It's a wrap.
and
Well,
I
that's
found
why I gotta
that
date taller
older
men. I gotta date men
men.
taller than me because I mean I'm with heels. I wear heels, so with heels I'm 6'1". So you're
Right.
gonna see me, and
Exactly.
you're
And
gonna
people
see.
people
If
people
it's a
love
dude,
tall women too. They be
yeah.
like,
If it's a dude that he's insecure about it,
Yeah.
being with someone then that gets a lot of attention, then it ain't gonna work, dog. It ain't
yeah,
Yeah.
gonna work.
And I found that older men, I there was one guy, I really liked him. He was an older guy, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try this because what I've been doing, it ain't working. So I was like, let me try this. He was
Now I'm
older
gonna
than
try it.
me. Probably let me try it. And he came to me to a show, and I introduced him to different people, so forth and so on. But by the end of the night, he was like, this is what you do all night. Yeah, I'm co-hosting. And he said, well, you don't have no time for me. I said, I told you that I was going to be working, but you said you wanted to support me. But every opportunity I got, I would go over there and talk to him, let him know that I'm here, send a drink over to him or whatever. I asked him to go with me the next week somewhere, and he was like, look, I don't have time to be running after you. Oh,
Mm.
well, okay. Well, I don't have time to be inviting you somewhere that you obviously don't want to be. So that's fine. And I didn't talk to him anymore because I told him up front, and he met me in a space where I was hosting events. So
yeah.
that I'm somewhere all the time. And so after that, that turned me off, and I went back to dating younger men. Like he just like ruined it for the next. I realized, and that wasn't the first time. So it's like my personality is not one that you can put in a box. So, I am who I am, and I'm definitely that free spirit person. So, if you're insecure and jealous about, little stupid stuff, then I'm not the one for you. And I found that dating older men, that's been an issue.
Can I
An
add
issue.
something?
Yes.
I think a lot of men in general don't really understand women. I just don't think they understand like how like society and the stages may shift things. And because of that, they're not understand that this is from my experience. I've been around a lot of women at different ages from different environments and so on. And I've noticed like the example I gave about that when they're a lot of times younger, they're carrying. There's so much pressure that's happening of how to portray yourself to make yourself more attractive to men, and how frustrating that could be, and like pigeonhole, like just keep you from like living life. Um, and I've seen a lot where they just get free from that, and they just like they who they truly wanted to be or explore or just function.
Mhm.
They finally feel an opportunity to be free again, and once they found like I'm free, I don't want to ever go back to that. And if that happens to so many, that can happen in business too. Like a lot of my clients are women, and I've noticed for a lot of the women, they've had to sacrifice in such a way at a younger age. And so when they finally got the freedom to do something they wanted, you can't tell them to stop doing something because otherwise, like, you don't need to be in my life at all. Just get out. And
Right.
so I think a lot of these men should be slowing down to try to be more empathetic towards women in
Let
general.
me say something real quick.
Yeah,
I don't even think that it's so much age. It's all about your partner understanding your career and the person you are. Like you say, your personality. You are a free spirit person. I am too. So anyone that I'm dating, you have to understand when I go out, I'm networking. I'm
Right.
trying to, be a content creator. I'm
Mhm.
trying to do, music and things like that. So if you are a jealous person, I'm definitely not the woman for you, no matter what age
Right.
you are. So whether you're an older man or whether you're a younger man, you have to be willing to accept my career and, me as a
yeah,
Mhm.
person. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it won't work
yeah,
out. So
Mhm.
it's not so
and
much age. Yeah.
yeah,
They have
I
to
I
understand
agree.
that.
It's just
Mhm.
a sad thing. Is like a lot of these men get stuck in that they're not understanding like women are humans. Like they have desires, they have aspirations, they have all these different sides to them, and because they're not thinking that way, and they think like if they have XYZ or a certain time, like they have all these like things going in their head because they can fix like they think a woman should be acting a certain way based off of what they're desiring, or what they like sort of a picture. Like it's all these complicated things, um, that make it hard for I think for women to be human. Um, and I think that's the part that's unfair and why so happened. You see so many of these men who, even when they were younger, they were like this. And even when they get older, they're like this. And it's usually amplified. And that's why I'm not surprised a lot of them be single, even
Well,
at
all
this age.
relationship is all about communication,
It is.
respect, and understanding. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If you don't have that, then there's no relationship.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Um.
definitely agree
Okay.
with that. You can't teach an old dog new tricks
You
type
can't.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like they set in their ways.
yep,
It,
Hmm.
you can't
Yeah.
tell them nothing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think for me that's been why I typically in the last 12 years or so have not dated. Okay. Have not dated older men, is because they are set in their ways and they're not willing to
you need
to
to you need
waver a little bit, as if they need to be able to control, the situation because they're single.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been single for a long
And I
time,
too, Tiff,
right?
like,
No,
yeah, and
I
I'm
need somebody
not
that's
that.
bendable. I need a gun.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I need somebody that's gonna want to support me, is gonna want to be there and do the same things that I want to do. At least try it.
and you
Yeah.
Yeah,
deserve
let's
that.
try it. Exactly.
It
Try
has
it.
Try
a
it.
mentality
Yeah,
Right.
that a woman is supposed to stand behind her man. Like it's almost like I gotta follow behind what you say and what you do, and if I don't, then I'm not considered a good woman, or I'm being too masculine, or something like that. But it's just like I thought we were supposed to be in this together. So why is it that I gotta follow and do what you say do? Now I will
Hmm.
let you allow you to lead, but
Yeah.
just demanding or just telling me what to do just because you the man, that's not
You
happening.
ain't leading right, bro.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
You ain't
I agree.
leading right.
that's not
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, it's poor
There's
leadership. If
boundaries, all that type of
yeah,
stuff.
if you're leading with just like you should be explaining here's the heart of what I want to be done in this relationship, what things get you excited about life, so I don't dim your fire as you're following whatever direction I'm going into. And I think too many men be just they don't stop to do that. They be just like, here's what I'm doing, follow this, where they should be like checking regularly, like, hey, how do you feel? Do you feel inspired? Do you still feel your needs are being met along the whole entire way? And I think, um, yeah, the ones that are sometimes the ones that get left, for the men in comparison to the women. I find there's a lot more better options for women that I find sometimes there are great options for men. And that's me being a guy. I don't hang around a lot of men for a reason because I don't like their mindset. Um, where when you start going further in life, the guys that are left usually are we the ones that be like, especially like the ones that maybe like as they get old, like further from life, they may not be the best pickings. Where I don't find that's necessarily, I don't believe that's true with the women. I think the options were just maybe a little bit slimmer sometimes.
So can I
So what
ask
do you look for in
oh,
a woman?
Me,
mhm.
safety to
Yeah,
be
what do you
able,
look for in a woman? What is your
safety to
main
be
characteristic that you like in a woman? What do you look for?
empathy, the ability to be able to emotional intelligence, empathy, so that there's opportunity to be able to grow in a safe space. Doesn't I don't need
Okay.
somebody who's going to be necessarily think I do everything perfect. That's not it. That's like I know how to say, hey, I was wrong on this. I didn't do this perfect, and so on. That form of accountability and understand proper self, but it's very important to be able to feel I can make a mistake or I can be able to grow. And it's a safe space where there's a form of grace that I wouldn't typically get outside in the world. Because if I don't have that safe space in the relationship, I really don't have it anywhere. Like I'm gonna be very limited on my growth. That should be the safe space to grow and look at everything that happens between the relationship as an opportunity to grow in the outside world. And if I can't do that to grow in that, I can't do much as a guy. I'll be very limited in a relationship. So that's the biggest part for me.
Well, I got a question,
Okay.
ladies. I got a question. I'm about to switch this up a little bit. When it comes to dating younger men, is there any factors in there that are sexual? Is it
Yes.
nudity?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
I'm gonna say otherwise than the older men are usually ornery. The other thing is that men that are over a certain age, and I'm 48, so older men that do try to talk to me or whatever are usually between 50 and 60, 65. And I'm just like, what are you, I don't know. And so I think sex. I think sex when I think of a man that might be 10 years older than me or a man that might be 5 years older than me. So that's another thing for me. Like,
That's a big thing for me. Like
yeah. Like,
it's not for every, I'm not gonna say all men at a certain age, but you know, I don't know, the testosterone levels start declining, sometimes be a little suffering from ED or whatever. Then they don't, because there's a whole, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. They don't want to try anything new. They don't want to try anything that's outside the box.
right.
And younger men, they just getting started. They're very teachable. They're very
Ex-
compliant. They like to go along with things, and that's what I
yeah.
like. So
So
Yeah.
you trying to train them up, huh?
All that.
hey,
It ain't so much as that. It's just guys always say they want a freak or
Don't
they
even.
want a
I
certain type of
mean,
woman, but then when they get a woman and the woman asks him to do certain types of things,
yeah, I
then
don't want
it's
to hear. I don't want to do that, man. I
crazy.
ain't
Oh
doing that.
yeah, you ain't
I cannot stand a
like,
no.
well, quit saying that's what you want. Like, I don't know if you still stuck in the 60s or the 70s where a freak was considered a girl that would give you fellatio, and that was the highlight of everything. But things
Oh,
have changed tremendously over the years. You can get a freak that want to swing from the chandelier. A freak could be considered, you know what I'm saying, somebody want to lick your toes. It's a whole variety of things now. But as soon as a woman say, let's try this, let's do this,
Yes,
oh yeah, you crazy.
no,
Yeah,
man.
y'all
Yeah.
dealing with the
Or
y'all dealing
I'm
with the
tired.
wrong
I'm
Experimenting.
tired.
y'all
I'm
dealing with the
sleeping.
wrong fellas,
What?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yes.
Oh,
Like I said,
I don't got it. I don't
I
got
didn't
this
say
beard for
all.
nothing.
my back hurt. That might be too much for my heart. I
They
gotta take my heart
tired.
medicine.
Man,
Too much for
ain't
your heart?
anybody
For
to you all
real?
that.
You heard?
that's from drinking beers for the last 40 years, every day to get out from work and sitting around just watching TV.
That's too much for my heart. My heart can't take
Wow.
it.
That's a new one.
Oh, I gotta work
And
in the
when I tell you,
morning.
Yeah, I
we
gotta work in the morning. Yep.
Oh, I gotta go to the gym. It's a be your gym. Your gym activity. Like, come on now.
Nah, she could be the gym.
That's what I'm saying. Like the young boy, he gonna go play ball and he gonna do you. So
Right. Right. I don't know.
He gonna go
To,
line
to, to
dancing
play
or
basketball as a warm up.
yeah.
I don't know. Mike, how old are you?
I'm 45.
45. Okay. All right. So you haven't experienced the ages that we talking about yet. But I don't that's the other thing when it comes to dating younger men. Like, I'm a very sexual person, and I also have certain kinks. And so I want whoever I'm dealing with to be open to those things. And again, older men, unless they are already in that
Yeah,
space,
then
don't
they not having it. Unless
mm-mm.
they already into it, they not having it. I mean, they ain't doing all that. Oh Lord, here we go.
Right. Right. So
Never mind.
I don't know. I see you over there dancing, girl. I see you over there. She doing her little shoulders. She was feeling that,
Not,
feeling that. What are some other
cause
reasons?
y'all tripping me out.
Yeah.
We talked about maturity. We talked about sex. So what are some other reasons why dating younger men is, not a bad thing? Or dating an older woman? You said for
They got more experience.
they have more experience. And that includes sex?
Yeah.
Okay.
Less drama.
Hey,
I
that
think
younger
older
man
women
gonna definitely
are
take
less
care of me
drama.
too when I get
Majority of the
Did
time.
you
surgery. Anything.
did you say less drama?
Yeah, I feel that way because I feel like, the maturity level is there, and she's more than likely she just don't have time. Well, I can only speak for myself. I just don't have time I used to be toxic when I was younger. Like now, mm-mm.
Yeah,
Listen, if you trigger me, I'd be like, go on about your business, because I just don't have time for all that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way.
You don't get that energy. You
Point you
don't
just
entertain
Yeah,
raised.
it no more. I don't.
I don't got time to give you that energy no more. When I was younger, yeah, but
Yeah.
as I got older, I'm like, you know what? Go on about your business.
Yeah.
But dating a younger dude comes with drama though,
It
Why
does.
because
the drama? That's why I
some
asked.
of them, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna have
Yeah.
multiple women. They're gonna have us old. They're gonna have us young. So it comes with a lot too.
And
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna. That's one of the questions that I was gonna ask. Like a lot of times dealing with especially depending on how it also depends on how young you want to go. Like a younger guy in their 30s or so, they may not be out there like a younger guy in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So in their 30s, you might not have as much drama. They might not have as many additional women as a 21, 22, 23-year old. So you might
I
not run
don't know.
into a lot of
It
drama, but you
depends on
never
the
know. It just
individual
depends on.
themselves. Them
I
dudes
don't
in them
know.
30s still finding themselves and still trying to turn up because most of them didn't really live too much in their 20s. So when they hit 30, it's like, oh, this is
Yeah.
what I've been missing. So you know what I'm saying? It's just the
yeah.
individual themselves to me.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say.
So then I have another question.
30, 40 something men still in the clubs every week.
Yeah,
Ain't got a
that's
roster.
crazy.
Right.
So I have another question, and
You got them 30 still trying to holler at the chicks at the job.
cool. So when they call women, so they call a woman who likes to date younger men or younger people cougars. What do they call a man that likes to date younger women?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like
Uh,
almost like a double standard, right?
well, no, they probably don't. They don't have any, because that's like traditionally has always kind of been.
I was
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I was about to say that. That's tradition.
so they
That's
don't. That's
traditional name.
really like how probably just from the
I
beginning.
I think that comes down to the men getting so much pressure on what resources physically you provide, and sometimes it takes time. And so it's not always true, but for a large part, by the time they get some resources, usually they're older in age. I didn't know half the stuff of being able to put money together the way I know how to do it now versus when I was like in my 20s. I was just zealous and ambitious, and I could conquer the whole world without knowing nothing.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
married my whole 20s.
Me too. And
Shit.
half of my 30s.
So I
Yeah.
was married. I
Thank
was
you.
married. Shit, damn near. Well, I was with my ex-wife from. We were together from 19 to 38.
Oh,
That's all.
You
wow.
went through that changing of shift
Yeah, y'all.
ages and
Yeah.
stuff.
Wow.
That's a prime age. I'm
Yeah.
divorced. I was married for like 2 years, and then I was about like 26ish around then.
Yeah,
And
I
so yeah, so
yeah.
that's
When we got divorced, maybe 3 years later, I got married again. I can't be single. The world's not safe when I'm single.
Oh
No,
man.
Mike, but real, keeping it real, like
Single Mike. I want to
married
meet
to
single
my
Mike
first
for one day.
husband for 8 years
Probably
and
took
married
that.
to my second husband for 15 years. So
Mhm.
Mm.
I was married all of my 20s and all of my 30s. So when I turned 40 and decided, okay, fuck everything and everybody, I'm finna do me. I started back in the dating field, and to me, I was like, damn, this is some bullshit right here.
Yeah, and
Like
that's the other thing
straight
is nothing out there. And then and like
not.
Tiff know
It's
my
not.
industry. Like I do photography and videography. I be having models hit on me. So I be like, yo, my oldest son just turned 25 today.
Right.
Like,
You
talk
young
to
enough
him.
to be my
Man,
child.
talk
I'm
to
not
him.
talking
Talk
to you.
to my son. Just I don't know if I can trust because you be like sneaking in a room or something now.
And then
Well,
I
at
feel
least
like
it's
they're getting out here. Everybody just wants friends with benefits. It's like it's cool if that's what you know what I'm saying. You just want to get down for the night and get your rocks off or whatever. But just constantly, just oh no, we just gonna get together and have fun, and that's
mm,
all we gonna do. It's
Yeah,
like that's everybody's standard. People don't want to get to know each other. No, none of
Right.
that. It's crazy.
not
Yeah.
yeah.
like
It
what you.
is.
I don't want no friends with benefits. What you said last week, people switching up my chart. I don't want no friends with benefits.
Oh yes.
Wait,
But you
what?
guys know what I've noticed? That a lot of us women in our 40s, a lot of us got tied down early. You get what I'm saying? In our 20s and didn't really get to live, started a family, played
Yeah.
house. Some of us did marry and all of that. So
Yeah.
then when your kids do start getting older or whatnot, it's time to
Deuces.
do me. You
Right.
feel me? It's time
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
live. Like a lot of us wasn't doing that clubbing like me. I wasn't doing all that clubbing back when I was
Yeah, I was
younger. I
I
wasn't
was a
doing
soccer
all of
mom
that
at
stuff.
21,
So
so
now, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, that I hit my 40s and
You
stuff,
said
and I'm
soccer
still
mom.
that I was
driving a
born
minivan.
live person. It's time to live,
I
baby.
miss my minivan. I
And
miss
it's
my
not even so
minivan.
much about sleeping around. Like I said, it's doing
Yeah.
me. One of the things that I enjoy the most out of
Yeah.
life. And that's
Yeah.
having fun and living.
Yeah.
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 That's
And
right. You
you
only
have
got
a good
one life to
time. You
live.
were definitely a good time. Every time I see you, Miss Fire, we always have a good time. Okay. All right. So, um, okay. So my thing is, it sounds like it's about maturity. Some of us are going to go and say that, yeah, sex has something to do with it too. And then, just making sure that the vibe is there, but you still want to make sure that the person is available to you when you want to
Mhm.
do what you want to do. So it's more than just maturity. It's just more than just sex, but you want this person to enjoy life with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think for me personally, another part of it, I'm a Virgo, so I'm a nurturer,
Mm.
and I think a lot of young guys got mind issues. Bless you.
Thank you.
I agree.
So, meaning they may have not gotten that support and
Mhm.
that they needed growing up, and so they kind of looking for that. And I ain't trying to be your mama, but I can be your mama.
Right.
But
Right. Being mama.
that that to me, like I like to I ain't gonna say baby, but I kind of do. I will baby like my dude, like to a certain extent at home, but
Mhm.
not. But
Mhm.
you still need to be a man outside of it. Like you
You
Right.
still
cut
gotta
my
be
you
that
cut
That's
man,
my
why a
steak
lot
up
of
for
men.
me.
huh?
You
That's
cut my
why a
steak
lot
up
of
for me.
men do like us older women.
Mike,
wait.
cut my steak up for me. Ain't
I
nothing wrong
would,
with
I don't
that.
even eat
Yeah.
beef.
Cut my steak
I
up for you.
would,
I
I
think it
I
would.
don't
please.
even eat beef.
Like I'm still old school. I still bring my dude's plate and do all that stuff. Give him a good massage and stuff. But when we out
And
and
you
about,
girls ain't
you
doing
need to
that.
be that nigga. Like you need to step. Like I
Yeah.
don't like no, can't be no
Yeah.
pussy. But
Okay.
Yeah. I know one thing Dante said, and I agree with him. Like my wife don't touch a door. Like we be out sometimes. We'll be walking to the door. She'll be in front of me. She will stop because I'll say something. She'll stop at the door so I can get there and open the door.
I live
Like
Yeah.
it's little things.
it's nice. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little. It
I
really
had
is.
to
It be
get
the
used to
little
that
things
again.
for
I,
real.
I had gotten out of used to it. So I had to get used to that again. And I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Good.
I love it.
But you
Um,
deserve that treatment. You deserve
yeah.
that treatment.
So, Ro, and I'm sorry, you started to say something, but we were still talking about something else. So,
I was
what were you going to say?
saying that that's why a lot of guys who are younger do like older women because Like we do the simple things like running bath water after work, massages, cooking a home cooked meal, stuff like that when they come home from work. Whereas Tamika, like, are you gonna get my hair done today? You get everything
Right.
else done. They could care less how hard you had a day at work.
Right.
All of that. They
Are
not
we going
cooking,
out tonight? Like, yeah.
cleaning. They not
Yeah.
doing none of that.
Right.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I would also add to that. I've noticed that big difference. It's the emotional intelligence in the safe space, and I've seen a lot of times some of the younger women either they just haven't understood that was important. They may not want to arrive to it, but I've noticed a lot of women as the further they go in life, especially they understand like some of the old school stuff.
Yeah.
They are able to provide a safe space for a man so that way he has like a base to go to before he goes back out there in war. And so that's one thing I've noticed a lot too, where some, like you were saying, and I know how to avoid those women. Like the women be like, when you get my nails done, they can't find me. Like they cannot find me because I make sure I'm not in their spaces. I don't talk to them. I can see them from, I can recognize it in a heartbeat. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, my home needs to be my piece.
Yeah. Like,
And it should be. It should be. So I have a question in the LGBT community. Do you find that there is a lot of much older women and younger women, or vice versa, or kind of do you see it the same in maybe our relationship dynamics versus being in the LGBT community? Do you see like big differences in ages and dating?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that's because so they say for heterosexual relationships, I think it's what, 8 to 1 or 8 women to 1 man or something like that. It's like a really high ratio of women to men. So in your community, do y'all see that as lesbians? Do you feel like you have options? Whereas like a lot of women, when I was dating, I was just like, ain't shit out here. Like I felt like it wasn't shit out here. But do you feel that that's the same way in your community?
Yeah, sometimes not nothing out there, but it is something out there. It's just not in front of your face.
Okay. So in your community, you have to be out there. Like you have to get out there and meet people. You can't just, okay. So you have to get out. You have to be going out. You have to be in the community to meet somebody. You have to put yourself in that place. Okay.
But you don't want to meet everybody.
Right.
Because some of them might be crazy. Peeping through your window like this. What are you doing? Yeah.
Okay. All
Been
right.
there, done that.
So where do you meet quality younger men? Like, where do you meet quality younger men?
Oh, I could tell you that.
Out and about, karaoke, you go to the spots, sports bars. You get what I'm saying? You go where it's all ages.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Jobs, out at the store, shoe stores, the mall. You meet them
anywhere.
just like you would meet any other man.
Okay. Just like any other man. Okay. For me, I don't know if that's the same for me. I think when I'm out, younger guys will look at me, but they don't never speak. I don't know if maybe but I speak to everybody, so that can't be it. I'm not approachable. I don't know. They just don't speak.
You're so bubbly.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I'm at the club or if I'm at an event, that's totally different. It seems like men will come up to me in those environments, but if I'm just out at Walmart, yeah, men don't approach me, even though I'm very approachable. They don't approach me. I don't know why.
Do you do eye contact? Do you look over? Because I've been in Walmart and I ain't even mean to look over.
I smile at everyone. I might even speak.
Well, I got resting bitch face, so they always me like,
me
you
too.
mad? What you mad about? Nothing.
I've been out with you several times, and guys is like, "What's her problem?" She's like, "She got an attitude."
Then I'm already look. I'm walking because I be concentrating when I'm focused on something. Then my face is terrible, so they be like, "I ain't finna talk to her." Oh no.
That face doesn't stop me.
But you know what? Them the coolest chicks, the girls who look mean all the time and like
soft.
Them good people. Chicks you want to meet. You just gotta break through that.
That's why you see our bitch face.
Yeah.
I mean, don't mess with me. I'm cool, but don't mess with me.
I've always found that the ones who like the ones who the ones who usually have the guarded look is because they know they're really kind hearted.
Oh yeah,
Me, I'll be smiling at everybody.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
You gotta
see
smiling at
tell,
everybody.
you gotta
everybody.
That's
tell
what
me
you
to
need to be worried
smile.
about. Versus smiling at everybody is the ones who tell you off or leave you like, you know what? I'm sorry, man. Like you smell right nicely, young lady, but you there's certain things I don't want to deal with, yada yada, blah blah blah. The guy who be like mean and everything, those people want to be crying, and everything else. I be the one not cheating and leave you when you're acting up, tell you like I can't deal with this anymore. Like other guys be putting up with it, complaining, you never respect me. You never respect me. And they be the hardest looking ones. They're like, you never respect me, man. You never respect me. You treat me like this. Like me, I be like, like I be looking like I be smiling. And some people be like, oh, this is a soft little dude. I remember I was part of like those balloon poppy things, and all the ladies were like, I can hurt your feelings. I'm like, all right. I let my pop because I'm feeling like I don't want y'all acting up.
Lord.
But
Dante.
No, let him go.
No. Because I don't want to.
Let him keep going.
No, I don't know.
Not let them go.
Let me find out Rodrigue here and ain't come on camera.
No, I'm sitting there. I'm absorbing.
is this good stuff?
What's
Am
good,
I
my
am
brother?
I speaking too much? What is it? What's happening?
No, I was gonna say, ladies. So this is my king over here. Hey, babe, say hi. That's my king.
Hey, everybody.
And yes, he is younger
Peace,
than
brother.
me.
Peace. Yeah, yes, this is why I was trying. This is why I'm listening in.
Nobody.
I'm listening in. But I mean, I'm not far from her, but she is older than me. So I'm listening.
Yeah. I'm older, and so so Dante, we need you to stand up. We need you to sashay. Okay, just for a second. I'm gonna need you to take that jacket off too, because you're looking like you
Oh,
look
I was out there.
like the IT nerd right now. I'm gonna tell him why for a reason. I'm gonna tell him he know what I'm getting to. Hopefully he know what I'm getting to. So come on, Dante, stand up for us so we can see you. Yep.
Look, how tall are you?
Yep. Back up a little bit, Dante. Back up a little bit. We can't see you.
Wait, 1 second.
He said
Okay.
5'11".
1 second.
You just get the whole digital business card just now. How tall are you?
Yeah. We getting the stats. We getting the stats, Dante. So Dante, how tall are you?
5'11".
5'11". Okay, I think Amazon said that. Didn't you say 5'11"?
She 5'11".
Okay. So you 5'11".
So you said you don't like them shorter, but about the same height.
Yep. Now put them heels on now.
I gonna get being a matchmaker and shit.
Oh.
I don't have no problem with with I'm gonna be taller than you
with them heels on though. Them heels. She really.
Yeah, I'm 6'1" with the heels.
All right. So we got Dante, and so Dante is also a professional model. And so, ladies, make sure that y'all go over to his Instagram. It's Dante.Bland. He's a professional model. He also does private dancing as well. So go over to his Instagram, Dante.
I gave the other information.
Go check him out. Dante, share your other page so everyone can follow you.
So the other page.
Far away for that one. Far away for that one. So that will be vitamin D the model. I had to keep restarting that page because of Instagram kept taking it down.
Yep. So vitamin D the model.
Yeah. So that's that. Or you go to vitamin D.xxx.
Instagram be hating.
Yep. Vitamin D the model. And what was the other one you said, Dante?
You go to the website vitamin D.xxx.
Vitamin
D.xxx. Whoa.
All right, so y'all make sure that y'all go check him out. He's not only a photographer, he also does marketing, consulting, but he's also a model as well, and a private dancer, ladies. So if you are needing him for any entertainment, maybe bachelorette parties or birthday parties or your 50th birthday party.
Not the 50. That Tiffany gonna have them there.
50th birthday party. Ben, can I have Dante dance at my 50th birthday party?
Sure, that's what you want.
Look, good man. Good man.
Make sure I have you up in there, Maya and Rhonda. Be like, hey, Dante.
Do the twirl.
I just met me one this past weekend.
How was
Okay,
that?
who you
He's
mean?
6'5", 315.
What? And how tall is he?
Ooh.
6'5".
So he's 6'5". And how old is he? I'm sorry, how old is he?
He's younger. He's 42, I think.
Okay, not too much younger. Not too much.
Yeah,
younger.
not too much. Not too much.
Okay. All right. Okay. So ladies, tell us what are you looking for? Rhonda, are you single or are you dating somebody?
I'm single. Yeah.
That was a hard.
I hope he's not on.
You
Hope they're not on.
He watching?
I mean, I'm single. I mean, I really am. I'm single.
Okay, all right, you single. Okay, so what do you look for in a man? What do you look for in a man?
Well, of course, I already said need to be tall.
Mm-hmm.
Just somebody who's confident. I don't like stubborn, mean. Like I said, I don't like to hear that word no. I just don't hear it.
You don't like to hear no at all?
I mean, not because I'm not gonna ask you to do something that I know that you are not capable of doing.
Gotcha.
You feel me? I ain't gonna ask you nothing crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm very low maintenance when it comes down to my relationships. Like I ain't gonna ask a lot of you. I'm asking enough, but I'm not needy and demanding in that way. So if you always talking about what you ain't gonna do or talking about no, I don't want to hear that. You're doing too much. I like compliance because I'm gonna comply. So, I guess somebody that I just don't like I'm a dominant type personality. So I can't, if I'm with another dominant person, we gonna butt heads. Like we gotta be able to bend. I like a bendable person, a person that's empathetic that can, see things from someone else's perspective other than their own.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Understood.
So somebody that's willing to compromise, someone that's not going to tell you no all the time for little stuff.
Exactly.
Tall.
And,
definitely tall.
And got a little a monster, hopefully.
Okay. Okay. What monster like muscles or
Hell no, Tiffany.
Really, Tiffany? Really?
See, I wish y'all knew.
I'm a big girl.
I
like big things.
Okay.
I leave it like that.
You know what?
Don't want no short man. Got it.
At
Okay.
all.
Okay, I like it. Okay, girl. Okay, that's my Amazon girl. Okay.
Get you a man with some worth and some girth.
Oh,
that's what she used to tell
get you a man with some worth and some girth. Okay.
That's what she used to tell my sisters. I was like, all right, mom.
Okay, and so do they need to be very sexually active? Like, do you require that person to be very sexually active, or are you low maintenance with that too? I'm curious.
Nah, ain't no low maintenance with that one now.
Okay. So somebody's got a nice sex drive.
Yeah. You need to have a nice sex drive. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. What about you, Ro? What are you looking for, or what would you like? Not looking for, but what would you like in a man?
I don't know. I'm one of the people just go with it like it's a feeling, or like it ain't just so much what I'm looking for or what I want. Mm-hmm. I mean, but he got to be tall. I don't want nobody short. Mm-hmm. I don't want nobody big.
What's big?
Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
Okay. I like teddy bears. I like men that are naturally cut. You don't have to go to the gym. I prefer a dark skinned man. So physically, that's what I like. But I also want somebody who's funny, intelligent, somebody loyal, and that likes to have a good time, and somebody I can be myself around, like, because I'm real goofy and silly. So I want somebody I can be myself around, and they don't look at me crazy, judge me.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go. Yes.
I like it. I like
Honest. I like honesty.
Okay, and we always ask this question on the private room because we have so many dynamics of lifestyles out there. Amazon, are you heterosexual? Are you polyamorous? What is your dating style or dating preference?
Oh, I'm heterosexual.
Okay, so I'm not. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Are you monogamous or polyamorous? Let me say that. That was wrong. That was the wrong two things together. Are you monogamous or polyamorous?
Yeah, I'm monogamous.
You're monogamous. Okay. And are you heterosexual or are you bisexual?
I'm heterosexual.
Okay. All right. Ro, are you monogamous or polyamorous?
I'm open to being polyamorous, and I like who like me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Like it. Like it. Like it. My dope ass cougar. Are you monogamous, polyamorous?
You know what?
I'm sorry. This is a private room. This is a private room. We need to know what's going on.
I'm at the point in my life where I'm the type of go with the flow motherfucker.
Right.
I can't even say right now.
Okay. Okay.
Cause I'm just that
I like it.
I'm that live at the moment type person. So
Okay.
shit,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Are you heterosexual, bisexual, a lesbian?
When I drink, I'm gay.
Wait, say that again? What did you say? I did not.
When I'm drinking, I'm gay. I like to smack a couple of bees.
Oh,
You know that?
yes,
like
I do know that.
I turn into a white chick. I like to.
I gotta find that video the last time.
I'm whatever the hell I am when I get to drinking and shit. So
yeah, so when she drinks, she gay. Okay, so now I know that when you was, grinding on my butt the last time I saw you, that was because you was drinking. That wasn't.
I was being gay.
That means you really.
Blaming on the alcohol.
You really didn't want me. It's because you was drinking.
You breaking up, but when I was grabbing on that booty, I was being yelling. You know what I'm saying? I live at the moment. I live at the moment. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes me so fucking dope. I live at the moment. I do what I want at that moment. It
is what it is at the moment. Whatever you feel it. Okay. All right. Got it. Well, I don't want to.
Yeah. Everybody should live at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow not promised. You better live at that moment and do what the fuck you feel. Hey.
You don't get no do-overs.
No, you don't. You don't.
There you go. So you better live while you can. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? That might be your last shit. You better live. You don't know what can happen after that, right?
That's true. You don't know until you try. Are you monogamous, polyamorous?
Just gay.
You're just,
you said I'm gay.
Just gay. Okay.
Me personally,
Okay.
I prefer dating films.
Okay, but are you monogamous or polyamorous? So do you only date one person at a time, or will you date multiple people at a time with consent?
One person.
Okay.
Sometimes I might want to try it. I don't know. It all depends on.
Depends on the okay.
Feel like being a player or
not. We have Chico Dusty. Why do you have the eyes going on, Chico? Eyes full. And Kashonda, I don't know if you've noticed that I have not acknowledged you because you're supposed to be on here. That's our other co-host. So I have not said anything about her little comments on here. So she's not on here.
Capital P-E-T-T-Y.
All right. So how can we find everybody on social media? And when it comes to men, if y'all are in a building, okay, ladies, I'm putting this out to y'all. We're at a function. It's ladies' night. You know, there's guys in there, good looking guys. We're going to assume that this is a singles event. Okay. What is the best way for a man to approach you? Or what is the best way to approach you? And then what are some of your turnoffs?
Yeah.
The best way to approach me is just simply say, "Hey, how are you?" Don't come to me with no "yo, shorty," "what's up with you?" "Can I holler at you?" None of that. Like, I'm a woman at the end of the day, so
Right.
handle me like a woman. Don't handle me like I'm one of these
Right.
young.
Hey, how you doing? There you
Yes.
go.
Hey, how are you? My name is such and such. What's your name?
Yep.
Um,
Just
that
come
type of stuff, and then look at yourself, and then look at me. If you look like you old enough to be my granddaddy, don't come talking to me. You got
You
torn
need
up
to be
clothes.
nice.
Hey, Ron.
You
Granddaddy
got
might be the one that's
clothes.
gonna go to
Don't
you
come
to all
talking
your
to me.
performances, girl. He
Yeah.
might go to all your
Better get your
performances.
I
sugar
wouldn't
daddy
give.
while you're
It
drinking
could be
all
the president. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't care. I don't want nobody that look older than me that's old enough to be my granddaddy or something. And that's what I get. Like
Right.
when older dudes approach me, it's always the ones with a whole bunch of gray nappy hair that don't take care of it. It ain't because it's gray. It's just nappy and unkept. And
They
then
got
they got
the
on dingy
they got
Yeah,
they
t-shirts
got the high
you got
socks
red.
and the
on
goatee.
the
You
street
got
all
red.
day.
The high sock,
Came through.
the high socks and the fake gold cap.
What? Like, bruh,
The
that don't
We
even
street.
match
look
my
good. Let me
vibe.
pay
You
your
want to
rent.
talk about you want to take me out. No.
We wanted to talk to her. Hey, my name is
that.
Charlie.
Attack.
Charlie Wilson.
You let me add to you to my trust.
Okay. What was the worst like approach to you, bro? What was like the worst that you ever experienced?
Oh.
What's up, shorty? What your name is?
What?
That's the
And I'm
worst.
like, first of all,
That's
speak
the worst.
English.
You lucky.
Second of all,
Right,
nigga,
that's
I'm
the
I'm
worst.
5'10". Ain't nothing short about me. Like, for real.
Okay, but is that the worst? Because if that's the worst, then I mean, I
You
can get with
doing
that.
good. If that's the worst.
Is that the worst?
Because I'm not with that. Yeah, that's the worst to me. Because if you can't
Okay.
talk, like if you gonna come to me and say, "What up, shouty?" First of all, like you can't.
You're not gonna
speak
get nothing
right.
else anyway. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm
All right.
hood. I'm a hood chick, but at the same time, like I do have enough intelligence to be one to be treated like a woman and a lady. Like
Right.
I'm not ratchet. I'm hood. It's a
Right.
difference.
There's a
Right.
difference.
Right.
There's a difference.
Okay. All right, Rhonda. So, what's the best way to approach you?
I mean, just walk up. I mean, give me eye contact. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be acting shy or seeing nobody else over there. Like, it
Oh,
was a dude Saturday. He
that's so
had
childish.
somebody else ask me for his number. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Don't send your boy over here.
Don't see nobody over there. I mean,
Right.
if I intimidate you that much, then it's
You
already going left.
Right.
Like, you can't even walk up to me and speak and say, whatever.
Yeah, that's childish sending a
if
friend now.
That's
How old
childish.
are we?
Yeah.
Don't be
if you're
playing
scared
no
of a
shy
woman, how you
hearted.
gonna protect her?
Heartbeats.
Well, if
Thank you, Dante. Say that again.
Yeah,
Say
that
that
ain't
again.
If you're scared of a woman, how you gonna protect her?
Right.
Exactly.
Well, they
Hey.
can't. Most of
they
them
ain't
can't.
thinking about protection.
I'd rather
They
see a
just gotta
guy.
protect you.
I'd rather see a guy lose a fight and got the right heart than
Yes.
a guy who got like no heart in him at all. That's why some people be knocking off these like guys who be like, "Don't you talk to my woman that way?" Like that guy probably be better than half of the other dudes who be like, "I don't know, yeah, she be acting up, I know it," and just be sitting there on the side.
Oh Lord.
The
Anyway.
issue today is guys don't. The issue today is guys don't want to fight. Like everybody punks. They just want to
Yeah.
pull out a gun.
Yeah.
Like ain't nobody trying to fight no more. Which
Well, Mike, I'm
sucks.
just gonna tell you, I didn't got too old for the fighting shit. I'm letting you know now. I'm
That
gonna get my
part.
380 and I'm gonna shoot the shit at you. There's point
Look,
blank period. Got
mine stay. Look, my
none
nine
of it.
stay on my head.
And it ain't got nothing to do with me being a punk. I just ain't got too old to fight.
Yeah.
Understood.
And you're too beautiful to be fighting like that.
Oh, thank you.
You know how I would approach a woman? If like you would approach a woman, of course, grown. I would introduce myself. I would say hello. I would offer a drink and tell her, "Look, I just want to be near you." Like,
Aww.
no, it gets
So-
no genuine in that. No, it gets no genuine in it. That will give me all the floor for me to get to know her
Right.
to see if I'm gonna get my Dante on or not.
So I'm gonna be like
Straight
me
up.
honestly. It's one of those things where like if we're somewhere out and we make an eye contact, and if I see and if I feel like I want to approach you, when I walk up to you, I'm gonna say hello. I'm like, you know, you about to be mine, right? I don't even care no more. That's where I'm at with it. Like,
Right.
She can say no. She can say yes. She can say,
Right.
"Oh, he's
But that'd
confident.
be
Let's see.
cute. That'd
Let's
be
see if
cute
it's gonna
though,
work."
because
It would be
it's
cute.
confident.
You would get me just because I'm a laugh.
Yeah.
So you
Cause you
already
That
goofy as hell.
already. You
I'll
already
be
get the
direct.
conversation out of me.
I'll be direct. Like I like to get in my personal life and for business, I like to get rejected quickly or accepted quickly. And I don't need to be around the bush. I don't need to be like buying a drink. I'll be direct. Be like, hey, you beautiful young lady. I just want to say hi, maybe get to know you a little bit. Are you single? And then get straight to the point. Like I'll be talking.
Right. Okay.
That way they can be
Right.
like,
I
ew,
feel
no,
that.
go away from me. Like,
No, I feel that.
and I'm still gonna be like, well, thank you, man. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate
I'm
it.
out.
You hope you enjoy the
Yeah.
rest of your night. And then I go on next. It's like same
Okay,
way. Rejection
okay.
don't bother me. So I'm
You
gonna be
want to
direct.
see if she's gonna talk to you first before you offer the drink. I see what's going on here now.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna waste my money. I remember one time when I was a little bit younger. I didn't know nothing. I still probably had a little milk behind my
Oh, you still
I
got
was
milk.
a little bit, I forgot what the say was, but so I was I was being a nice gentleman and I bought a drink and everything else. And so by the time it got to the end of the night, she started acting funny. And it was like she's like and I think it's because she was young, didn't know no better. I was I was a little bit younger back then, but I was like, that ain't happening again. And it never happened again.
You stopped buying drinks after that.
No, not that. It's just being able to pick up very quickly whether someone
Okay,
actually
grab
wanted your
what I
presence
need.
or
What
not.
kind of people? Okay, gotcha.
And being
Okay.
very direct about intentions.
I
Just
got
being
it.
direct.
Has
No,
someone-
be around the bush and saying, "Can I just buy you a drink?" No, I'll be direct.
I'm just gonna tell you what it is.
Yeah, nah. I
Because
learned.
Are you
I
interested?
learned being direct is. I learned how to be direct as I got older as well. Like you say what you want. Either they gonna say yes,
yes,
That's
they're
right.
gonna say no.
And I
because that's
prefer that. Just
But that's with anything, not just with approaching a man or a woman. That's with anything. Like
right.
if you have that confidence and you're
Mhm.
gonna be straightforward. If they say no, you're gonna keep it moving and move on to the next. Like
that's the difference between nice guys and grown men. Nice guys are like the word nice actually means like more of a unsure of yourself. You're not direct. You're almost like acting timid. You're just buying drinks and then expecting and then you do being nice to manipulate.
Exactly. I was gonna say there
hmm.
ain't no such thing as a nice guy. That's just
Yeah, that's
a
not.
manipulation tactic.
That's a manipulation, but they don't even realize it because they're not being confident in themselves.
Mhm.
We
And
have a comment, and I don't mean to interrupt you because we're
No.
running out of time, but we have a comment, and I think it's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Author said, curious to why y'all date outside of your age and why all the demand about what your desire and wants are. Understand men and needs, and it's not all sexual. Mike, you want to translate? Because I don't think I understand exactly.
I don't understand it either. I'm confused.
Yeah. Does the guys want to try to translate? Or can you retype? As to why y'all date outside of your age and why all the demand about what your desire and wants
So
are.
when I first read that, like the first question that came to my mind is what's considered outside of your age? Nobody is just gonna date somebody their age.
Right.
So
Okay.
everything is dating outside of your age when you
Right,
think
right,
about
right.
it, whether it's 1 or 2 years.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So, and is that what he's asking the rest? And why all the demand about what your desire and wants are? Shouldn't we express what our desires
I think
Yeah.
everybody should
and wants are?
express what
Yeah,
their
I think
demand and
everybody
desire are.
should.
I'm just making sure I understand the comment. And then the last sentence is understand men and needs, and it's not all sexual.
So
We
he's
need
saying
some.
that y'all need to understand. He's saying y'all need to understand men's needs, and it's not all sexual.
Okay,
Well,
got it.
that should be both ways though.
Yeah, it should be. Okay, so we understand that part, but the other sentence, if you can explain what you're trying to get to there. Okay, all right. So we are at time, but I'm gonna give maybe a minute to see if he retypes or clarifies what he wanted to say. Meanwhile, before we go, Maya, what is it? How can a man? I know it sounds like for you just to be direct, right? Have you had a really bad line played on you, or a guy just came up to you and it's just like the worst experience?
Of course.
Okay, share.
Of course.
Share.
I done had I didn't have guys come up to me, "Oh, you sexy as hell," and grabbing on my hips. Don't touch me.
Oh yeah, no.
You
Oh,
get what
that's
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Ro
no.
shooting
Don't
That's a
him.
chill on
violation.
me.
Yeah,
Ro
no.
gonna shoot that
First of
person.
all, what even make you think that you can do that?
Yeah.
I know I don't look easy. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
not going to excuse for being drunk. It's just that some men just think they could do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because what one woman allow you to do don't mean that every woman up in here gonna allow that.
Very true.
So yeah, and I done had to tell them, and don't touch me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
don't touch me.
I think
Yeah,
I've
so I don't like all of that right there. You know, just come to me. You don't even got to tell me I'm beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Just come to me and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Introduce yourself, and I'll introduce myself. And if I'm feeling you, if the chemistry there, we can keep talking. But if not, it's just a, "Hey, how you doing?" Keep it moving.
Okay.
That's just me.
Okay. So come direct, fellas. Don't matter what age you are. Just come direct.
Come correct or don't come at all. Not
Right. Okay. For you, how can a woman approach you? And you said you prefer feminine women. So how can does that happen? Do feminine women approach
Some
or
of them,
dominant women?
some of them, they come to me like, "Yo, what your mouth do?" I'm like, "What? Excuse me?"
So it starts off sexual?
They getting straight to it.
I'm like, "Man, I'm not sitting with
They
you."
being direct.
Right. They being direct with your mouth can do.
Wow.
But I'm not gonna sit with you the first day.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. I respect my help.
So how should a woman approach you then?
I'm like introduce me to your name, such and such. You got kids, let's have a deep conversation.
Okay.
And maybe we could take it there, but I'm not gonna have sex with you. No.
Okay. So don't be forward,
Yes.
sexually forward.
Yes.
That's a turn off for me too. Like don't
Don't say
Yeah.
what your mouth do. Oh, you wanna go somewhere after? You wanna go somewhere after? What? No.
Wow.
I gotta see your papers.
And we know that papers are not. We know
from,
they
from the last episode.
Hey, they do say women do it better because y'all know just how we want it and how we like it. That's what I heard. So hey, she just coming direct at you. She want to know if that tongue about to work, y'all.
Oh God.
And you might get dope cougar on a drunk night. That's when she can be gay.
You want to see what your mouth do?
Lord. Oh, this was great. This was great. So I was trying to give Arthur a chance to retype or something, but he hasn't. So definitely would love to see you again. I think this is my first time seeing you comment. So would love to have you, Arthur Smitty, back on for future episodes. Make sure that you chime in throughout, and we will catch you on another episode. So welcome to the fam. Welcome to the private room. Okay, so ladies, tell us how to find you on social media, Maya.
You can find me at _average_my on Instagram. The same with TikTok. I'm not on Facebook, but it's the same even on Snap. Like, I'm saying I'm not big on social media, even though Tiffany, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting into this content stuff. I'm just getting started and all this. I'm just on Instagram, TikTok, and Snap.
Okay. And so it's the same on all of those, TikTok, IG, and Snap? It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Got it. So that's how you find her. Amazon, tell everybody how they can find you.
My page private, but
You can see her profile picture. That's it.
no, it's Sexy Blonde Amazon on Instagram, TikTok, and Snap.
Okay.
But you ain't getting on my Snap though.
Okay.
Snap is my drunk app.
Snap.
I get on Snap when I've been drinking.
Okay. So
It's gonna delete in 24
Oh
hours.
my God.
Can I get that one? What's that one?
It's Sexy Blonde Amazon. You ain't already up there.
Can I get that one?
Wait, Tiffany, let me say something real quick. Say something. I don't want y'all to think that I get drunk and just be gay. No, I be gay with who I want to when I get drunk. So just know that when I'm feeling good, because I don't just be out here but when I'm out having fun and I'm feeling good and I go with the vibe, you know what I'm saying? I turn up. And I turn all the way up. Okay. So just know that.
Okay. Disclosure, y'all. That was the disclosure.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Ropey, how can we find you on social media?
Ropey Hill on Facebook, ropeyhill.621 on Instagram.
Got it. Ropey Hill does.
Hey, I'm not gonna remember that because I want to follow you. So you might need to, you know what I'm saying, post that on the private room.
Yeah, so it's in the comments. So if you go to our Facebook page, you'll see all the comments. I have all of y'all tagged on there.
I'm not on
Dante,
Facebook. Put it on Instagram.
oh, it should be on Instagram too. If not, I'll share everybody's contact information.
Okay.
All right, Dante, tell everybody how they can find you.
You guys can find me by Instagram, Dante.Bland. If you find me from Facebook, it'll be Mr.Dante.Bland. Dante spelled for A, DANTE. Everybody wants to put like O's and extra.
Where the vitamin D at?
Yeah. What that page? What about that page?
You say where the vitamin D at?
They said where that page.
Like, forget that. We want to see that.
Okay, we need the
I
vitamin
was about
D.
to follow that page,
One
Dante.
with
So I'm glad I
X
said
in it. What that one is?
Okay, so vitamin D dot the model on Instagram,
See?
and then you'll find me. Go to vitamin D dot XXX on as far as website, and I have all my socials on there.
He tried to keep that page to himself, Tiffany.
He did. Y'all see how I try to get it out there? He trying to make us forget already. No. All right, Donella, how can we find you on social media?
Daniela Ponder, Instagram and Facebook. I ain't gonna tell my TikTok because I have something proper on there.
Okay.
We'll find you.
We need access to these. It sounds like y'all's little OnlyFans pages or something.
Right.
Okay, Mike, how can we find you on social media?
Instagram is at EG_media professionals. At CWC_media group. And Facebook is Mike Ivory, but like I said, you gotta know me or know my phone number to find me.
Shit, you gotta know you with that other page you just put out.
Which one?
EG@_media professionals.
All you gotta do is type EG_, my name pop up.
Don't pop up.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, and of course, y'all know to follow us, the Private Room with TV on all platforms. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining us tonight. This was fun.
Yes.
Get together because I need a ladies' night, so we need to put that together, ma'am, and ma'amettes.
Yes.
Yep, we need that, and then we need Dante to make sure that he opens all the doors for us all night. So
all night, Dante. All night.
All right, thank you, ladies, for being on with us and sharing what you not necessarily prefer, but you're all right with dating younger men. Okay. All right, good night, everyone.
Bye.
DJ, I ain't on paying you like that.
Nice.